Alright, lean in because I need you to understand that none of this was technically my fault. Okay, maybe 12% was my fault, but we'll get there. So last Saturday, you know how I told you I was going to have a productive weekend? Exactly. It started at 8 a.m., which already is suspicious because I don't usually experience 8 a.m. voluntarily. I woke up feeling powerful, motivated, like one of those people in productivity videos who drink green smoothies and alphabetize their spices. I'm going to fix my life today, I whispered to myself. The first mistake. I made coffee strong enough to legally classify as jet fuel as I sat down to make a to-do list. Not a normal to-do list, a new me to-do list. It included cleaning the house, going for a run, meal prepping, fixing that weird cabinet door, becoming the type of person who says, I meal prep. Ambitious, bold, delusional. I started with cleaning the house because it felt heroic. I put on some music, I was wiping counters like I was in a montage. At one point, I spun dramatically with the mop, which is important, remember that. Anyway, I'm in the zone, I'm scrubbing things that didn't even need scrubbing. I found a fork under the couch and instead of questions, I just accepted that past me was a mystery. Then I get to the cabinet door. Now this cabinet door has been slightly crooked for 2 years. 2 years. It's not broken, it's just judgmental. It hangs at an angle that suggests disappointment. So I decided today's the day. How hard could it be? I say out loud. To no one. Second mistake. I grab a screwdriver. I don't know what kind. The pointy one. And I start unscrewing the hinges. Here's the thing nobody tells you about cabinet doors. They're heavier than they look. And when you remove the final screw, they do not gently stay in place out of respect. They drop directly onto my foot. Now, I want you to imagine me hopping in a circle in my kitchen, holding a cabinet door like it personally betrayed me. I try not to yell because my neighbor already thinks I'm unstable. But the sound that came out of me, it wasn't human. It was something between a dolphin and a malfunctioning tea kettle. But I'm resilient, brave, mildly concussed, maybe. I reattached the hinge, slightly crooked again, but now it opens. Technically. Victory! That's when I noticed something off. The cabinet next to it was off. And because I already unlocked the fix everything mindset, I decided to adjust that one too. Third mistake, obviously. This time I was careful. I held the door whilst unscrewing, but I didn't account for gravity's sneaky cousin, momentum. The door didn't fall. It swung hard and knocked over the stack of plates inside. And you know that slow motion moment in movies where everything goes quiet? I watched as my favorite plate rotated gently through the air and then shattered, not cracked, shattered into artistic, emotionally devastating fragments. Now I'm standing in my kitchen, barefoot, surrounded by broken porcelain and cabinet doors at 9:12 a.m. Productive weekend, so I decided I needed fresh air. Running will fix this. Now you know me. I do not run unless something is chasing me or pizza's involved. But I put on my sneakers, stretched. I even did that little bounce jog in place like I'm in a sports commercial. That is growth, I say. Fourth mistake. I started jogging down my street. It's fine. I feel athletic. My arms are moving. My breathing is louder than expected but manageable. Then I realize I forgot my headphones, which means I have nothing to distract me from the sound of my own labored breathing. I try to look casual when I pass people, but you know that nod runners do. I attempted it. It came out more like a desperate head wobble. At 6 minutes, I began questioning every life choice that led me here, which is the ground Why is the ground still here? Why is my body angry? Is this what lungs are supposed to feel like? Then it happens. My shoelace comes untied. Now normal people stop and retie it. But I'm in a moment. A rhythm. I'll tie it later, I think. Fifth mistake. You already know. One loose lace plus one even sidewall equals immediate theatrical disaster. I trip, but not a subtle stumble. A full body launch like I've been betrayed by physics itself. And here's the worst part. There was a dog watching. Not just any dog, a golden retriever sitting politely, witnessing everything. And I swear to you, this dog made eye contact with me mid-fall. Judgment. Pure judgment. I land on my hands and knees. It's not catastrophic, but it's not graceful either. The dog owner rushes over. Are you okay? And because I have dignity issues, I pop up immediately and say, oh yeah, I meant to do that. Who practices falling? No one. Now I'm jogging again. Slower, bleeding slightly, but pretending this is all part of my fitness journey. I make it home. I collapse on the couch. I decide running is cancelled forever. But remember, I still have to meal prep on my list. This is where it escalates. I decide to make something simple. Stir fry, vegetables, rice, easy. I started chopping vegetables confidently. Perhaps too confidently. At one point, I do that chef move where you scrape ingredients off the cutting board with the knife. It looks cool in cooking shows. In real life, it launched a carrot directly onto the floor. Fine. One carrot casualty. I guess I'll have to continue. And then I decide to multitask. Rice is boiling, vegetables are sauteing. I feel like a domestic genius. Then the smoke detector goes off. Not a polite beep. An ear-splitting, soul-leaving your body scream. I panic. I wave the dish towel at it like that's how technology works. The rice pot starts boiling over. The vegetables begin to char. I'm flabbing the I am flabbing the fabric in while coughing dramatically. And because this day needed one more insult, the fire alarm triggers the building system. Yes, the building system. Now the entire apartment complex alarm is going off. I open the door. The neighbors are in the hallway. One is holding a cat. One is holding a laptop. One is just staring at me. And there's a faint burnt smile radiating from my unit like a confession. I close my door quietly. Eventually it stops. No fire department. Thank everything. But now my kitchen looks like a culinary crime scene. So I just sit down. I stare at my to-do list and every item now feels aggressive. Clean apartment? Debatable. Go for a run? Technically survived. Meal prep? Smoked vegetables count? Fixed cabinet? Worse than before. And this is when I decide something radical. I will order takeout. Yes, redemption through noodles. I place the order. I wait. I deserve this. 45 minutes later, the doorbell rings. I open it with gratitude in my heart. It is not my food. It is my downstairs neighbor's food. Holding water, dripping water. Apparently, in my enthusiasm to clean, I had overfilled the mop bucket earlier. And apparently, water travels. Yikes. He says very calmly, I think you have created a small waterfall. A waterfall inside a building? I apologized 400 times. I grab towels. I run downstairs. The ceiling is damp, not catastrophic, but noticeable. He's incredibly nice about it, which somehow makes it worse. I promise to be more careful. I return upstairs emotionally exhausted, and then I remembered. My food! I check my phone, delivered. I look outside, it's not there. I check the confirmation photo. It is clearly at someone's door. Same building, wrong floor. I go hunting. I roam the halls like a confused raccoon. Finally, I find it, sitting outside apartment 3B. I knock. A man opens the door. He looks at me. I look at the bag. He says, "Oh, is this yours?" And behind him, I see it. He has already opened the container. One noodle is missing. One. He hands it to me like we both know what happened but have agreed not to discuss. Enjoy. I go home. I sit on my couch. I eat my slightly violated noodles and I start laughing. Because what else can you do? Here's the thing. I woke up thinking I was going to become a new person in one day. Productive, athletic, handy, culinary. Instead, I assaulted my foot with my cabinetry, lost a fight with gravity, triggered a building wide alarm, flooded a neighbor, and fed a stranger one noodle. But you know what? It was kind of perfect because somewhere between the falling cabinet and the judgmental dog, I realized something. I don't actually need to become a new person in one Saturday because I just need to retie my shoelace. Maybe I fix one hinge at a time. Maybe I don't multitask with boiling rice. And maybe, just maybe, I stop declaring war on my own apartment before coffee number 2. So yeah, that was my weekend. I did not come to be a productive icon, but I did survive myself. And honestly, that feels like an accomplishment. Next Saturday, I'm doing something much safer. Skydiving? No, I'm kidding. Anyway, tell me your weekend was less dramatic in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed.
We've been waiting for this time to begin. We ain't getting any older. I kinda feel a little younger. Going up, going out, going all the way. Going high, yeah, yeah, high, yeah, yeah. Going up, going out, going all the way. Going high, higher. Going all the way, going up, going all the way. Going up, going all the way. Going higher. We've been waiting for so long. We've been waiting for this time to begin. We ain't getting any older. I kinda feel a little younger. Run away and embrace the day. The sun is out, won't go away. Feel the clouds on your shoulder. Touch the sky, feeling bolder. Going up, going out, going all the way. Going high, yeah, yeah, high, yeah, yeah. Going up, going out, going all the way. Going high. for this time to begin. We ain't getting any older. I kinda feel a little younger.